Hey everybody, welcome to day 7, composing proposal outlines. We're going to be outlining our proposal today, our final proposal that we will eventually be submitting. Today is just the outline though, okay? So a little bit easier than just the full proposal. As always, we want to start off by connecting to the Futura workspace, reading our daily message, writing any notes that we think are important from our daily message, and then go ahead and come on back to me. So, first activity, introducing the proposal. You saw in your daily message that Amina mentioned that you'll be working on your proposals. Proposals are similar in some ways to scientific arguments. In fact, very similar. You're using evidence, you're using reasoning, you're trying to convince someone of your claim. There you go. In an engineer's proposal, the claim describes why a particular design is optimal. What design are we talking about? We're talking about your Futura bar design, your health bar design, and why yours is the best. The proposal is for your specific audience. So you are proposing this to Amina, your project director, and also to International Disaster Aid. So you're going to keep them in mind as you write your proposal. Now, in Chapter 5 in the reading, in the dossier, there's some good things that will help you. Let me click over there really quick. There's a sample proposal in there. This is great. This is fantastic for you to read through this because it's not a proposal like what you're doing for a health bar, but it's for a greener toothbrush. And it gives a great example of a proposal all written out, introduction, design decisions, environmental impact, all these things in a conclusion. It also has a rubric for you in here that shows you, hey, what types of things should be included in your proposal in order to meet the different standards of the rubric. So that's a great resource for you. You can find that in the Amplify library in the dossier, project resources. Please go check that out. There you go. That's what I was just talking about. The rubric, it defines what Amina and Futura are looking for in strong proposals. The left column lists the sections, the introduction, design decisions, conclusions, which is considering trade-offs. And then on the excels column, this is what we're shooting for, really. We want to be in the excels column. That's what our goal is. It's described what's expected for each section. Your final proposals will be evaluated using this rubric. So if you go through this rubric and you find that you are in, like, I don't know, maybe the needs improvement or developing section, like that really sounds more like my proposal, then you know, okay, well, what do I need to do to get to the proficient or the excels column? Because that's what we're shooting for. That's what's going to make our proposal stand out. That's going to make our proposal more attractive to International Disaster Aid and Amina. Yeah, I mean, when you get a job someday, if you have to do something like this and write a proposal, you want to make it as convincing as possible. And these are the things that are going to make it more convincing. So the design decisions section is the most important part. And today, that's what we're going to focus on. So let's take a look at a larger version of the rubric for the design sections so we can review it here together. So we can see the design decisions portion of the rubric right here. Clearly, you can see the needs improvement, developing, proficient, and excels. We want, again, to be on the excels portion side of this rubric. Uses multiple pieces of strong evidence to support design decision, thoroughly explaining why the specific feature was selected over other options and how that feature of the design relates to the criterion. Here are some of our sources of evidence because it says we need multiple strong pieces of evidence. Design test results. So the results that you got in the recipe design tool, the feedback that you got from Amina, your goals. What were your goals? Were they met with your design? Comparisons with other designs. Why is this design better than some of your previous designs? And some of your background research too. Background research on the needs of the patients, needs of the rescue workers. These are all pieces of evidence that you can use for your design decisions section of this proposal. Strategies. Focus on specific proposal sections instead of trying to write the entire proposal at once. So that's exactly what we're doing. We're breaking this down when we're starting with our design decisions. Use an outline, and we're going to be using an outline today. You're about to use an outline for this first section. Use the proposal rubric. The rubric can be found, again, in the library in the dossier, chapter 5, I believe, of the dossier. And use that as a guide or a checklist as you read through. Okay, in the Excel's column, have I done this? Okay, good. Have I done this? Oh, wait, no, I haven't done that. Then use that as like a checklist. Review the sample proposal, that one about the toothbrushes. Check that out, read it. How does mine look compared to this? If this is supposed to be the standard, what's my proposal look like? So definitely use that as an example. So we're going to start by making an outline about design decisions, just organizing evidence about why our design is optimal. You don't need to worry about writing complete sentences, just getting all the information in there, okay? So let's get to work on outlining design decisions. So first, make sure you find your optimal recipe based on the recipes that you made. We should have multiple recipes. Find the one that you submitted. The proposal rubric says that an excellent proposal uses multiple pieces of evidence to support the design decisions, like we just said. So what are some of these important pieces of evidence? Like we said before, design details and results, your goals, comparing designs, and background research. Well, right now we're going to focus a little bit on background research. So you're going to use a form just like this. In fact, this is in the Futura workspace for the materials that you should have received today, or deliverables. And the first thing you're going to do is describe your optimal design. So just go through, fill out the information in the form, your design decisions. Again, fill out what were your goals for all of these things, the nutrient details. Go through and make sure you hit submit. Again, always make sure you hit submit. Moving on, our background research is the most important part of the outline that Amina cares about. She wants to know that you actually did your homework, that you know why you're choosing these ingredients. Why do you want a high protein level? Why do you want a high glycemic index, if that's what you're looking for? And she's going to be looking for multiple pieces of strong evidence that are directly related to the criterion. For example, if you're writing about metabolic needs, make sure not to include any evidence about taste or cost. Stay focused. So this is part of the proposal outline on the PDF that I have attached to your lesson for today. This is the whole version of it, but focusing on the background research down here. Think about how your design choices affected the metabolic needs. How did the glycemic index and the amount of carbohydrates and proteins in your recipe affect the results for growth and repair and energy needs? What information about these nutrients applies specifically to the metabolic needs of your target population? Again, we're thinking of this target population that we've done this research on. We've done this background research on. What do they need? How does our bar actually provide for their needs? In the ways of growth and repair, energy needs. Why did you choose specific ingredients to meet specific metabolic needs? So really, it's asking you, why did you choose all of these things? What about your goal caused you to make all of these decisions about your recipe? Your outline does not need to include everything you have learned, but it should have multiple pieces of evidence from the dossier and recipe test research to demonstrate that you understand why the ingredients you selected produced these optimal results. Again, you're just trying to convince me, hey, I know what I'm doing here. When I threw this recipe together, I didn't just throw it all at the wall to see what stuck. I knew exactly why I was choosing these specific ingredients because they were going to give me the results that I needed. All right. So when you are filling out this form, make sure you include all of this information: target population, your optimal design. Which version was it? It says 0 through 99. I hope you didn't make 99 different versions. what are all of the ingredients. Once you have filled all of that out, make sure you hit submit so that you can get your feedback as well. After hours work, return to the daily message notes. Do you have any other deliverables that you needed to complete? And hey, after that, good job. You've done part of your outline. We'll see you next time.